A pandemic's a pandemic, no matter where you go.
A mask is a mask. It's not your choice.
These jeans, all alone, stuck outside their home.
These jeans have no means to go home and be cleaned.
But these jeans are not at home. These are not the jeans I know.
I would trade it all away just for you to go home.
This
The
city's
city's
not
not
safe
because
because
of you. We're just some
just some
people.
sick people.
Because of you.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Greycast.
Hello there.
Sorry, Gene.
Yeah, that's our song about you.
Oh shit, really? I wouldn't have guessed.
Any comeback to that?
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Just as fuck
I
you
mean-
guys.
Nah, you know what? I get it. You know, we're in a pandemic and everything. I've been going out a lot. You know, I've been doing the jogs and I have to go out to get something to eat and have family over. And I haven't been doing my part, but I know Will, he lives with his grandmother, but you head out to Target, right, to get Pokemon cards?
Oh
shit! How's it working?
snap!
Do you know how this whole thing started? Yeah, last night we were playing a game and we said we should just sit. We were like just listen to SpongeBob music, as one
What a
does.
surprise!
Yeah, and we were like we should just sing this tomorrow. I'm like okay. And then this morning I was like let's make the whole song about Gene, the pandemic.
And I was like, oh, I felt really bad. I'm like, poor Gene. He was
No,
nothing
fine.
but nice about my podcast.
Ah.
I was hesitant for a while,
That shit was creative, though. I liked it.
but
We
Gene came
both
back
wrote the
hard.
lyrics.
He was
Yeah.
ready with a Target joke.
So welcome everyone
Come
to
on,
the
come
1
in.
year anniversary of the Grey Boys
welcome.
podcast. The full title that's not real anymore. Yeah, that's kind of what it's worth. That one clap.
That silence.
We should talk about the history of how this podcast came to be and how the Grey Boys became Grey Boys and we've met each other.
Sounds
So,
good.
Brendan, do you don't know the origin of the podcast?
I don't know the full origin. I
Yeah.
need to know how it really began.
Well, that's kind of the thing, actually. I was talking to Gene. We don't know the origin either.
It was some random May.
Yeah,
Hang on one
it
second.
was okay.
Oh no, I was saying like it seemed like
Just-
the first couple of podcasts that we'd had, it was just kind of like if me and Will were hanging out, we'd just be like, "Want to record about this?" And it was like, "Yeah, sure." That's why I think the beginning podcasts were all over the place because we were
Yeah.
just kind of like, "Yeah, let's do this now." Like I don't think there was ever a plan like, "Hey, come over and let's record." It was like, "Want to record?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now. So the first one was Dragon Ball Super, made as the 1 year anniversary, May 29th, 2019. I think it was just you were over, and we were kind of flirting with the idea of doing a podcast for a while. Like, we always talked, like, we should do a podcast one day or something like that. We're like, oh, we don't know how. And then I got a mic to, like, talk, like, to play game, like, to gaming mic. And then you were over, and you were getting ready to leave. And I think I was like, want to record a podcast?
First of all, it wasn't a gaming mic. This is a whole professional, like, in your basement recorded mic. A gaming mic is attached to a headset. That was a
I'm
whole.
in the basement.
What? No, but
Come
I
on.
know you're not in the basement. But he has like the Yeti mic, like those expensive ones that like come in a stand and everything goes.
Oh,
over
okay,
your head.
okay. Don't are expensive. Relax here, buddy.
How much was your mic?
Sorry,
I'm out in my
Greg.
PewDiePie. I'm out in my PewDiePie chair over here. Anyway, I think it was just that. Yeah, I think I just asked you, right? When you were leaving, like, want to record a podcast quickly, and then we recorded for like an hour.
The hardest part was started.
Yeah, it took us maybe like 20 minutes to start because we kept laughing. I think the Pokemon one, the second one we did, that's the one where we spent like almost a half an hour attempting to start because we couldn't stop laughing how stupid we were.
And that one was actually planned. Like,
Yes,
a
that
week in
one-
advance. We were just like, yeah, come over this day and we're gonna record this podcast.
We fucking had notes. And then, was it the third episode? What was the one where we fucking tried to do Shield Hero?
I think it was a little after, because that never went up, right?
No, I never put it up. It was so bad. Brendan, do you know the history of the Shield Hero podcast?
Vaguely. Why don't you tell me, along with our audience?
We attempted to record a podcast about
Oh, I do. Yeah, I remember.
what's the
this
title of
now.
it?
Yeah.
The Shield Hero, whatever it's called.
The aesthetics of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, and we recorded for a half an hour, and then we ditched it because we realized our fucking recording was going near 30 minutes, and we did like a tenth of the show.
Mm.
I think we reached like episode 2.
Yeah, and then we recorded again, and we hit on some issues that we weren't comfortable with coming out.
Ooh.
I don't remember.
Really?
What issues?
Well, the whole background of the plot, like we talked about how, the whole plot of the show was, the beginning of it, what set it up was that the main character was falsely accused of rape. Let's just stop for a little bit, and then we stopped for months, like the rest of the summer, and then Brendan kept nagging me to do a podcast. I was like, okay, let's do it. And
I
that's
think it was
where,
the opposite. I think it was you nagging me for a while.
No. You kept asking me to do a podcast because you were like, oh, we have. I asked you originally when we first started it, and then we stopped, and then you were like, oh, we are going to do that, and then we started planning it, and that was phase 2
I guess so.
of our podcasting days, and that's kind of what led to us doing it like this now. And it's worked out well.
Yeah, that's true.
I love the
I
way.
think so.
We should probably talk how we met. So, Gene and we all met Gene in high school. Brendan and I met in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's our backstory.
Gene, what would you say was your first impressions of all of us?
Will, I thought he was just I actually, when I first saw him, I thought he was like good at school and stuff, like educated.
Okay. Where is this going?
Cause it's just the way, like, he
I
always
can't
sat
wait for
down.
the downfall. He's like, he's raising you up so high.
Like,
I thought he was good at school. Then I fucking found out
cause like we were in homeroom and he would just be sitting there. He'd be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hello
And
there.
then he would just talk normal. Like, it wasn't really like. I guess he was just shy or whatever. Then I think it was like friggin'. I think it was like it would have to be
I'm so afraid where this is going.
sophomore year, and we had chemistry, and we were just like, okay, well, we're definitely gonna fail this class regardless. So I want to play Hangman every day. And I was like, okay, cool. So he's a slacker. Awesome. Whatever. Then we got to junior year, and then I found out he was a fucking degenerate, and it was just nothing I can say on the podcast.
You know what? That was a lot more clean than I thought it was gonna be. Like the way he talks, I'm like, where the fuck is he going with that one? I'm like thinking of every nasty thing I've ever said in my life.
It was sophomore year was like a rude awakening. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
I thought it was third year, junior, because that was physics. That's when we
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. So maybe I took a break from you at like sophomore year.
I don't
Did
think
you have any sophomore stories?
I don't think we really knew each other that well in freshman year. I think it was mostly sophomore year we met, and then junior year we became good friends.
Aww.
Because that's when we had a lot of classes, and I like to think I came out of my shell junior year, and was just like, man, fuck everyone. I mean, just the teachers though, not like the classmates.
Oh, one thing.
Hey, remember that time Will fell in homeroom?
Yo,
No.
story? Do you know?
When?
Do you know the story about that, Brendan?
You should just tell me the whole thing, because
Listen,
it never.
so-
It always
so-
makes me laugh.
So okay, so I was a little asshole. So he was just in my homeroom talking to me, and then our homeroom teacher hated that he kept like staying in our homeroom.
Yeah, because Gene and I were in the same. We were in the same homeroom sophomore, junior, and senior year, but Will wasn't in our homeroom.
which is weird because it wasn't an.
But he would yeah.
Well, no, it's like it was by last name, and so we cut off.
Yeah, our names are all close enough. But...
Oh, okay, right. So he was in our homeroom, and then our homeroom teacher was coming in, and then he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna run out," and so I kicked his leg, he tripped like a whole bunch of desks. Because it was supposed to be like, the funny part was it was supposed to be quiet. So he was trying to sneak out quietly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, no.
and it was like, dur, 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 and everyone just turned around and looked.
I think the whole floor heard it.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't leave. I left because I looked across the hall and I saw my homeroom teacher say my name for attendance. And I was like, fuck, I missed it. And then Gene betrayed me. And you could almost
Yeah,
say
it really was. It was supposed to be just like a little trip just to mess with him. It was just this 5 minute.
and it hurt too. 'Cause I was like falling in the desk. And then
I don't think I've ever
seen
seen
that other
someone
teacher.
trip that long and loud.
And do you remember though, on my way out, I almost pushed down the other teacher who rounded the corner last second.
Yeah, you like stood up and looked back like mad, and you bumped into her.
Yeah.
And
You
I
bumped
remember,
into our homeroom teacher, and you were like, "Oh, sorry."
I remember for the longest time I got away with it because he thought he tripped on a desk, and I was like, no, that was me. But no, junior year was a fucking trip because we just did a whole lot of stupid shit. I know for gym, we would just play the floor as lava and just run around on the gym equipment.
Yeah.
So like there were people using the equipment, but we were just like going all over them, and then they fucking hated us.
Yeah, we'd be crawling over the equipment they're using. They'd be like, "What the fuck are you idiots doing?" And we're like, "Nothing."
And then
Nothing.
the way the weight room worked, there was
Wouldn't
no
get it.
windows. But like if you're high enough, there's just like this little window on top.
It was
So
like
whoever-
8 feet up. There was a window.
Right. So whoever was on top would always like keep an eye out to see when a teacher was coming.
Yeah.
So whenever a teacher came,
Mhm.
whatever machine we were on, we were just like go on it real quick, pretend like we're
Yeah.
working out, then just get back to the game. And
We
that
almost got
went on for
caught
the
a few
whole
times.
year. Yeah, I thought a bunch of people would snitch on us, but they
No
really
one
let us
did.
slide.
Yeah.
Like we were really fucking annoying. Like people were like they wanted to get stacked and everything.
Yeah.
But we're just like, yeah, move.
Well, I remember one time. I remember who it was. I jumped. Someone was using a treadmill. I jumped on the back of it. And I think, what the fuck?
Jesus.
We were fucking terrible. We had physics where we'd play hangman,
Mhm.
and then we'd play hangman about the teacher. So it'd be like, Professor So-and-so is a fucking idiot. And then he found all of them.
No, I think
Ah.
no, but you wanna know how he found it? We're supposed to hand in our notebooks where we had the hangman stuff in, and he handed in
my
the
God.
notebook.
No, I didn't. That's not what happened. Remember, I left my book once, and he kept it for like 2 months.
Was that what happened?
Yeah, so our
Hmm,
physics
that's even
teacher
worse.
fucking hated me, like really hated me, to the point where I'll never forget.
Oh, he's just like
Remember
me.
When I raised my hand, I answered a question, and he was like, "Wrong, sit back down." And then the next person said the same answer. He's like, "Correct." I just looked at Gene like, "Damn." He really fucking hates my guts.
Damn.
But I didn't do a single homework the entire year. I just passed on my test grades.
You
Ooh,
passed your
nice.
test grades? I failed my test grades.
No. He failed everyone for the midterm. That was like his big triumph. But then on like the regular test, I'd pass enough that it was like I didn't need to do homework. So I think he really hated me.
For the first half of the year, I did my homework, then I lost my notebook. I just gave up. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. Because if you lost your notebook, he'd want you to rewrite everything from the beginning.
That's
And
why
I
I
was like, no
gave up.
thanks.
Yeah, I was like, it's fucking bullshit. Because he had my fucking notebook. I was like, I've been looking for this forever. I asked you if you found it. And I was like, oh yeah, it was here the whole time. And he's like, so just, copy over the homework that you did in this one. And I was like, copy it over? Can I just like staple it? And he's like, no, I want it to be neat. And I was like, okay, well, you're not getting fucking homework from me anymore.
Yeah, that was kind of it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, you're done.
I think you got enough.
You
You got it all out.
Yeah, fucking junior year was kind of wild with each of you. Remember Brendan English class with the female teacher?
Of course,
sit
yeah,
in
with
the
that
back.
one, yeah.
What?
She loved me.
You can see why she hated Will.
Yeah.
Another thing, he would always come into my homeroom, which was her homeroom class. And
Yes.
he has
She was always like, "Why are you in my room?"
and
This
then
guy
Will,
don't like my room.
and then that same classroom, Will also had a class. So we would write notes in the corner of the drawer of the corner of the blackboard or whiteboard. And then at the end of his class, when I finally went in there, I would erase that, put a new note, and we would just do that over and over again.
Yeah.
Until the teacher came to me, I was like, "Hey, stop doing that." And I think I wrote a note saying, "Hey, the teacher said we gotta stop doing that," and we just continued after that.
Yeah. Do you remember when we used to go play baseball in there after chess?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the next story. We went on her computer because the room was unlocked, and we searched up something online. What was it? I think it was like big boobed woman or something like
Nice.
that. Yeah, we kind of
Men of
terrorized.
class.
Were you with us in chess club?
Senior year,
No.
not junior year. I
Oh,
did
really?
a senior year with you guys.
For everyone listening to this, we're not a bunch of chess nerds. We would just hang out Wednesdays at chess club, and then after that, we'd be like, "Oh, let's just fucking roam the school." Gene, do you remember when I fucking cut my arm when we were racing in the halls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
That
fucking.
was-
Brother, do you remember that cut I had all up my arm?
Not off the top of my head.
So another thing, we were just like after chess club, we just run amok among the school, and so we were just racing from one like end of the school to the other one because it was U-shaped, and they had those big fucking doors like just randomly in the middle of the school, and so
Mhm.
Gene opened it, and did you close it? When you went through
I don't
it?
think so. I think you were just drifting. Like you were trying to make a turn and it just sliced you.
Yeah, well, Gene didn't open the door, I guess, wide enough. And I was like, I can't, if I'm going to win this race, I can't just stop and open a door.
Mm.
So I kind of just tried to squeeze through it. And then the door closed
Mhm.
on my arm, and I just pulled it out while I was
Ooh.
running. And then we made it to the end of the hall. And I looked, and I was like, oh, my arm's all bleeding. And I had it cut from my wrist up to my elbow on the inside, and his blood was leaking out.
How would you
Oh,
describe that?
God.
Yeah, it was hard to explain to people what that was.
But on the bright side,
I literally like someone's like,
I won
how
the
did you
race.
cut your whole arm? I was like, a door. No one fucking believed me. What about you and
I
Brennan?
mean-
How did you guys meet?
So
it
we
went-
met, I guess, sophomore year with homeroom.
Oh man. And so Brennan, you and I met in middle school.
Yes.
6th grade.
Yeah, we both started at that school together
Yeah.
that year.
And we
both came from
instantly
outside
bonded
schools.
over Star Wars.
Yep, that was it.
Because Gene, when we got into that school, like there were cliques. It was like not a small school, but a very much a neighborhood school.
Mhm.
And so all the-
Almost everyone in our
Yeah.
grade had been at that school together since pre-K.
yeah. So they all knew each other. So
There
like,
were a bunch of people that came in for 6th grade, including the two of us, so we were all outsiders,
Mhm.
and they were not.
well receptive.
He's not welcome.
And also, I don't know about Brennan's old school, but this school was rough.
Yeah.
I remember I was so grade boy number 4. I was in school with him before this, and it was kind of like a baby school now in comparison to that because I went to that school, and there were quite a few beatings I witnessed. I was talking about like 6th grade and people getting their face dragged to the fucking concrete just to cut them up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a really rough school.
And that was a Catholic
Yeah.
school?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It was.
You know, I was here to debate, like, hey, Catholic school is safer. I would disagree.
Well, no,
That
no,
shit's
no one was
pretty-
shot. No one was shot. Because no, this school was just...
Was anyone shot? You want to rephrase that? Because there was
Oh,
that paintball gun that one
shit.
time.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I remained clean during that. I didn't touch it.
Oh, I didn't touch it either.
That's a fucking lie.
I didn't shoot that thing.
Yes, you did. You did it at the rectory. like
No,
everyone
I
else
did not.
Yeah. Gene, in the middle of recess, in the middle of fucking recess, a kid went into his backpack and took out like a fucking paintball gun the size of my arm.
Wait, the arm now or arm back then?
I'd say my arm now. And he was
Hmm.
like, hey, who wants to use it? And then so across the street was the rectory to the school. And then so everyone just started shooting at the rectory, at the wall. Like teachers are walking around. They never fucking caught anyone. But
Which
I
is just
remain,
bizarre.
yeah, that's cool. Didn't give a fuck about anything. Someone
Hmm.
could have had like their fucking head torn off in the middle of class and no one would have batted an eye. You know, Gene, I once considered myself a good boy.
What? When?
In that era, and then I stopped a fight out of the kindness of my heart, and I got detention. And I've never been the same since. And you know whose fight I stopped? I stopped Brendan's fight.
Whoa. Wait, did Brendan get detention?
Oh yeah,
Did the other person get detention too?
yeah.
Okay. So look, it was even. It was all equal.
No, it wasn't even. I literally, they were fighting, and I literally did like a fucking movie thing where I stepped in between them and outstretched my arms, like stop. And the teacher came in and pointed at me, was like detention.
Yeah, but now look at you guys. You guys are like besties.
We were best friends back then.
Well, not even closer.
Did you ever get into fights, Gene?
In elementary school, 2 times.
Really?
In high school, 3 times.
You had that. Yeah, you had that one time with me in the outside physics class. They got your fucking ass beat.
I don't remember that. That wasn't
remember
accurate. Nope.
What?
Never got my ass beat.
Pretty sure you got your ass beat.
Prove it.
How am I supposed to prove that? Play footage?
Where's you? I want like witnesses. Who saw the fight?
I'm the witness.
You're saying you're the only one in the entire hallway.
I'm saying I'm the only one in this podcast. There were other people there.
Yeah. Name. I'll go after them. I'll ask them.
Go after them? Get out of here.
See, this
Get
starts
out.
sound sketchy. Anyway, yeah. Fought in my religion class. Fought in. What was it? Was it health? I think it was health. Yeah, it was health class. You remember that one? You know the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters?
Yeah? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
I know you. I know who he's talking about.
Oh,
Pillsbury
the
Doughboy.
kid! Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay, that was our nickname for him.
And
Jesus Christ.
You fought him?
we went to I remember going to detention for that. Not detention. It was senior year, and Mr. A. We're just gonna call him Mr. A.
Yes.
And he was just like, what are you doing? Like 4 years here, you never got in trouble. You gonna do this now in your senior year? And I was like, I don't know, tell you. I gotta go tell your mom.
Oh shit!
I was like, okay.
Oh! He told you that?
Yeah. He called my mom in front of me, and he was like, yeah, your kid's fine, but he got into a fight. Okay, we'll send him back to class. And they were like, okay, go back to class. And then I went back to my health class. My teacher was like, you're back? And I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, sit down. Then I got home. My mom was like, hey, what happened? I was like, I got into a fight. And she was like, you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. And we just kept it moving. Anyway, yeah, high school was a trip.
What is your favorite podcast, Gene? To listen to amongst us. What was your favorite one? To listen to, not record. And
So
I'll ask
wait,
Brendan
so
to
I can't pick one that I
You could-
that I was
what-
in?
You can. What was your favorite podcast to record, and what's your favorite podcast to have watched?
Let him watch. Let him watch.
My favorite to record was the Greycast episode 25. B is for
Oh.
breasticles.
That was your favorite one?
To record.
Okay.
Favorite one to watch?
Let him watch. Let him watch. Let him watch. Let him watch.
Come back to me.
Okay. Brendan, it's on you. Ball's in your court.
All right, my favorite one to record probably be episode 31, James Cameron's Avatar: The Last Chicken Tender. But my favorite to listen to, I'm gonna go with episode 15, Corona Chan.
Corona Chan. All right. I think my favorite one to record is Greycast episode. Which one was it? Greycast episode 6, The Rise of Skywalker with Brendan.
That was a good one. That was
And
fun.
my favorite one to have listened to, I think, I think it might have been your Godzilla one, Gojira, Greycast. episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I struggled listening to breasticles. I kept going like, ooh. That's me.
Yeah, as I listen to those two, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what they do. That's them.
I think
Like I said to you guys individually, I was like, okay, I get it. Jean's like, all right, she's top 50, top 100, top 80. And then Will would be like, oh yeah, she's top 37.
I think my
She
favorite
could
to listen to
easily
would
make the
be.
top 84.
She could have.
I think my favorite to listen to would have to be B-Rad's newest one, the Greycast episode 31, James Cameron Avatar. I like the editing.
Thank
The editing was
you.
it was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was good.
Did we talk about that? Brendan has forced our hand to learn how to edit better.
Much to learn. You still have.
Yeah, he
Which
just
one-
made me feel like shit. Every time
Yeah.
I think I'm doing better, he just comes out the next one and like just blows my mind.
I'm like, fuck, I don't. He makes me like, I don't want to work that hard.
I've become more powerful than any Jedi.
What's your favorite part about the podcast? Like, do you like recording, editing, what?
For me, it's definitely the recording.
Mm.
Especially like when we do like, podcasts where it's like 2 or 3 of us doing it together. Because like just that whole like conversation is always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The editing's just a lot of work.
I think
Although like I can
actually-
have fun putting stuff in for the editing, it's still a process.
Yeah, I actually enjoy the editing because then I'll just like think of like jokes or pictures to put in, and I'll
Yeah,
just have
that's
me
true.
dying laughing. I think I enjoy the editing part.
These little Chinese nuts.
It
I
can be
think-
fun.
Will
My-
thoughts?
I think my favorite is I think it's either a tie between anytime I could surprise one of you guys with something, I try.
Mhm.
Like whether it be the song or the first time I made the personal cover for one of you guys. Who was that?
That's
Was it
true.
Brendan? Is that yours? No, Gene. It was for Gene's Gundam episode. Greycast
Yes.
episode 8. A Gundam, a Gene episode. It's that, and it's also the almost like catchphrases, not like the little things we say that you kind of like take away from the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how thoughts kind of became a thing because I kept saying it that one podcast, so now we all say it.
Yeah. When are we gonna sell T-shirts that just say thoughts on them?
Maybe one day. I feel like it's something.
Hey,
So,
We're
Brendan,
so no one else who's ever listened to this knows. I have a wall with like a bunch of stuff on it, and there's this one picture frame where anytime I'd order from Amazon,
oh
I'd take an
fucking
embarrassing
God.
comment from Gene and print it out. So I have a wall of a bunch of quotes from Gene from the podcast that he fucking hates. Shall I read one or two for you now, Gene?
No, it's cool. Hey, you want to talk about the history of the Greycast episode 8, Gundam, Gene episode? Brendan, do you know what that story is about?
Oh yeah.
No.
So, this is, as you can see, episode 8. It was early on into the
Mhm.
Grey Boys lore. And, we don't have to talk about the die, too.
Yeah, well, that'll be a whole podcast for itself.
Yeah. Well, we rolled a die, and whatever the die lands on, the other person has to do or eat a disgusting jelly bean. So it rolled on. I have to record a Gundam podcast.
Well,
And the joke about it is,
that wasn't even back then, the jelly bean. I think back then it was like you do what the die says or else.
yeah, it was pretty high stakes. Like it was just like do it or
To put it in simple terms, we have founded a religion.
Yep.
Yep. There is a theory going around that one of us didn't follow the rules of the die, and that's why we're in the situation we're in right now.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
No.
I've never heard anyone taking credit for the coronavirus. Oh my fucking god. Just go on.
It wasn't 5G. It was a die.
It was the flick of a die. But Gene, you should also explain you don't like Gundam.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. I don't watch Gundam. I had to go and do a whole research on Gundam and base it on like one episode that I watched of one series and the first season of another one and just BS the whole rest of it. And that was Will is the resident Gundam expert, and that was for him to listen to. And I think he said that either I got a whole bunch of information wrong, or he could just hear the bullshit and everything I said.
I could hear the bullshit. I think. Hold on. So Brennan, the thing I was mostly mad about is because Gene actually watched one Gundam show and didn't talk about it.
How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
Ah, I got you.
So like the one subject he actually could have talked about, he's like, yeah, I didn't talk about it.
Because it's a Gundam podcast, not like Gundam 00 podcast.
But you didn't even like you
Season
mentioned
one.
it once.
Yeah, because I have to keep going. I have other topics to get to. Do you know about the lore of Gundam? If you don't, then there's a podcast right there, episode 8.
Yeah.
Link in the description.
I think my favorite was when you recorded your Corona Chan one. I think I didn't listen to it for like what, a week or two.
Yeah, you didn't listen for about 10 days.
Yeah. So when I
And
heard,
it was completely out of date.
yeah, I was listening to it like Jesus Christ, it's fucking. I was a wild week of like that much happened in the past couple days.
Yeah, my shit got outdated quick. It was from like, hey man, just wash your hands, do the right thing. It's over. Everyone stay home. People are dying.
Yeah.
Like the morgues are full. We were like, God damn.
I remember as soon as I watched, I messaged Eugene, and I was like, should we like put a disclaimer on this not to follow it? Like that it's not real information. I mean, by that point, it was almost a fucking parody.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll address the elephant in the room. I hate you, audience members.
Whoa.
My wrestling
What?
podcasts were good. Oh, they were good and informative, and you didn't watch them. They're the fucking least watched things. I'm so mad.
What? No, let me see.
But then Gene's dummy thick one was right next to it in view, so I'm like, okay, that's better.
Yeah, episode 17 and episode 22. And episode 23, WWE fires again.
God damn. Wait, let me see. WWE fires again. Where's that? Wait, what's it?
23? Episode 23, yeah. Hey man, look right next to it. At 22, you gonna come at me?
I mean, at this point, like, just no more wrestling shit.
I know.
Like, take a hit.
You know what's really fucking annoying? Both my wrestling podcasts and your dummy thick one, if you combine them, they don't even fucking equal some of Brendan's.
Brendan's came up today and already beats the three of them. It
I
came
know,
out
it's
today.
fucking bullshit. Ah, what is your secret?
And he's got fucking
The secret
comments from
ingredient
people.
is love.
I feel like, you know what? I feel like Brendan's hitting hot topic shows. He's getting the good stuff. He's talking about Mario and Avatar. I'm over here talking about WWE. Gene, you're talking about a dead franchise.
I think Rasad's not completely dead.
Gene, I watched the podcast that you did, and you talk about how they're not making anymore.
Wait, so is Brendan's the highest view? Episode 21?
No, look at episode 1.
No. Ours is the highest view. Thank you, everyone. Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, that was when the series just ended? Or no, actually, it's been over by the time that was uploaded, right?
What's your name, Gene?
It's
What is
me,
your
G, the Mac
Yeah.
Daddy. It's whatever I want it to be.
So
Or
I
whatever
call
your
those-
mom wants it to be.
He did it.
What'd you say?
Son of a bitch
You did it? I'm not gonna stoop to Gene's level.
Obviously, I'm taller.
Oh, that's a good one.
That just means your heart will give out faster.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Jesus.
It sounded like he was ready for that too. He's like, I'm waiting for Gene one fucking time. You just need one fucking time to tell me he's taller than me. He's done.
When I said I'm not gonna stoop to your level, I was just going through height things.
Oh man.
I guess
That's
we
good.
also should mention Brennan is the shortest amongst us.
Is he?
Yeah,
Brendan,
I
you
don't know
short?
about that. I thought Will and I were like the same height.
I'm like a little bit taller than you. But I'm pretty sure also we all are technically by our doctors have told us we're the same height. Haven't we? Remember that time we all talked about that, where the doctor like each gave us the same height? We're all like 6 foot or something.
Yeah, I'm like
Oh,
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
No,
So
no, I mean I'm 6 as well.
yeah. So I don't believe your doctor's kids. They can't even fucking tell you how tall you are. I remember when I went for my permit, I just gave. They were like, "How tall are you?" I'm like 6'1".
Yo, I was just about to tell that story too. I was at when I went for my permit too. Like, how tall are you? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, look at that sign. There was a sign like freaking all the way across the room. And I'm just like, 6'2". And they're like, okay. I was like, what?
Amazing.
Don't trust your doctors or your government. Be a maverick like we are. And each one of us works for some corporation or something.
What? I'm the only one who works for a corporation.
Well, I have a city job, and Brennan's trying to work for a corporation. Brennan's in academia. He's a scholar. Any lasting thoughts? Something you want to say? Gene, do you want to... I'm sorry, Brennan, do you want to plug your Twitch account? Goodbye,
God.
everyone.
What?
Yeah.
No, what? I ended like that?